welcome to another Keelhauled podcast. I'm your host, Captain Logun, and we've got a lot of Sea of Thieves news to cover today. So tie yourselves to the mast and hold fast. Ahoy there, pirates. I hope you had yourselves a good week and a good weekend. I know I did. This week, we are celebrating Sea of Thieves' 7th anniversary. It is the 7 years since the release of the game. We're excited to talk about what's going on this weekend, which is the community weekend, and none other than the community members for Keelhauled are joining me this week to talk about stuff that's going on in the game. We get into a lot of discussion about some of the things that are being released as far as like the digital editions and where those are available. We also get into some awesome tangents as usual. But as always, it's a pleasure to sit down and talk with them for those that were able to join in, even if they weren't able to be on microphone. So I'm looking forward to hearing what you guys think about their conversation parts to this podcast. But before we get into any of that, I have to thank the patrons. They're the ones that went over to patreon.com/Keelhauled podcast to support this content and to give them access to these episodes. So if you are part of the Captain tier, you can join in every month to try and share your thoughts, or not try, but you can share your thoughts and feelings on what you want to talk about with the game. It's usually an open forum. So if somebody has a topic they want to jump into, we can usually jump into it and have some discussion around that. If it's something that they'd love to see come to the game, whether it be Crystal Pigs, or if there's maybe just some improvements to the game that you think would be good discussion pieces for like PvP as far as like Hourglass goes and stuff like that. I know I was sailing with Godhammer, Witch, and Shoe Daddy this afternoon, and we were having a discussion after the podcast about some of the things that we noticed, or at least I noticed with Hourglass, that I think may be alleviated for folks that are getting into Hourglass, or maybe don't necessarily want to engage with Hourglass because of certain things. So those kind of conversations are always fantastic to hear and have. And some of those conversations are some of the ones you get to hear in this episode. So sit back, relax, and let's get into the patron callouts. Thank you to A-Chick, Toasts, L-Cute, Balls, Blue Turtle V1, Captain Chunky, Captain Longsharts, Chopper 918, Chateau Noof, Super Pack, Zombie Killer, Cloud, Cosmic Johnson, Static Mirror, Davram TV, El Jefe Esteban, Godhammer 6, Carl Embo, Kylea the Aficionado, Evil Morpheus, Space Admiral Ors, Xbox Mike 29, Mutinous Max, Regis Stella the Brony Pirate, Ribloid, Rust Belt Kid, Shoe Daddy 13, Tommy D, TN Professor, Vibralux, Wailing Witch, Big Bad Pad, Mina Fairy, The Lord Chronologist Deadeye Dre, Heger Owl, Jeff H, Captain Duckweed, Evil Martha, Peter Miller, Rooski Doo, Thor Von Blitz, Luke Lord the Insipid Ghost, and Zam Wow. Thank you all so much for your love, for your support. It really does mean the world to me. It helps out in a tremendous way. And as always, I love making sure that you guys know I appreciate that, because it helps. Podbeam's actually coming up around the corner. I think the renewal's in 45 days. So looking forward to committing to another year's worth of content for you all. And it's done that much easier because of the patrons. So thank you so much. I love chatting with you guys. It was good to chat in this week's episode. So with that, let's get into it. Welcome everyone to the, what is this, March community episode. We're doing it a little bit early this weekend, and I think it's apt because this is the 7th anniversary weekend. It is also the community weekend for Sea of Thieves, and we're going to be recording our thoughts and feelings on the Twitch drops that have come in. We've also got the celebration to talk about. They're releasing some new captaincy stuff for the Obsidian set, and they're missing one more that I think we're going to see next time they have a community event. You never know. But with all that said, I want to send a big thank you to all the folks that are joining us this week, especially the folks that can't make it, because there's some folks out there that want to be able to join in. I know that they don't have the time or the availability, but I still recognize that their dedication to this podcast means a lot to me. So I appreciate them right off the bat. I already know, shout out to Kylea who her voice box doing God knows what, probably yelling at someone somewhere about something that related to a video game and definitely not work. So she is most definitely lurking at the moment, just kind of listening in. But I did want to shout her out because I do appreciate she never gets to come to these on a regular basis. And I know that she always hits me up later on being like, I forgot, or I missed the time frame. And I wish I could have been there to share my thoughts and feelings. So if she says anything in the chat, I will try to relay that to everyone else so that her voice can still be heard, even if she can't speak. Besides that, we have a few folks that are, some salty sailors in here that you've probably heard and look forward to hearing from. Godhammer is joining us as usual. Godhammer, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing fine on this community weekend.
Nice.
And yourself?
I'm doing good. I haven't even gotten to sail yet. I've been so busy with all this other stuff that I haven't even gotten to jump in to get my login bonuses this week. It's ridiculous. But
you'll be in later today with me and Chick doing Hourglass. Isn't that right?
Well, 50% of that, maybe. Yeah.
No,
50% of that.
No.
Not awkward. And as always, we have Regis Stella dropping in. Regis, how you doing, buddy?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Just woke up like about, say, 20 minutes ago, but I'm good now.
Yeah?
I got my coffee, aka vanilla Pepsi, with me.
Oh, vanilla Pepsi. That, I don't ever hear. Okay, quick question, because I'm going to toss this out there. And Shu is also with us too, but I want to give Shu a proper introduction, but I don't want to exclude Shu from the conversation. What do we call soda? Do we call soda pop? Do we call soda soda? Do we call it soda pop? Do we call it Coke? What is your norm for the term to refer to a beverage in like a soda machine kind of thing? Like, what do you usually say?
Either just Coke or Pepsi or just a can of drink. In case, on some establishments, like sometimes they have many an option of like different kinds of beverages, so they have like a can of drink to diverse, like a variation of options, same price for all cans, just can of drink.
Can of drink. That is fantastic. That's a new one for me. Okay, so mine's a bottle.
Mine's like a. Hang on, let me see.
Are you doing like a proper bottle?
Yeah, like a 1 liter and 125 liter bottle.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
So we've got
for this podcast.
Can of drink for the default for Regis, unless it's a Coke or Pepsi. Godhammer, you got you got a preference when you're ordering something?
It's right up here in Northern Ontario. Well, in Canada general, it's pop. Get yourself a pop. Yeah.
Okay.
Grab something out of a pop machine. Pass me a pop. Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. All right. So Kylia is in chat. She says pop is the only correct answer. # Midwest. I have so many issues with that statement. Shu, is it pop, soda pop, beverage of choice, can of drink?
So I am from the South originally, so everything is a Coke. So if somebody says, do you want a Coke? The answer is yes. And then the next question is what kind?
Fair enough. Okay. So we, the pops, I feel like outweigh everything, but it's kind of tied with Coke, I think, if Regis would agree on that. But so I feel like I'm the odd person out here because I had this discussion while sailing the other day, going for cakes, which we'll talk about. And the question came up is it a pop? Is it a soda? Is it a soda pop? How come you abbreviate it? So I wanted to I feel like it should be soda. I've always grown up with soda, even though I've had like mostly Pepsi most of my life, thanks to my mom, her addictions. So I grew up with soda because I think it's weird that you would call it pop because you don't go to you don't order like I forgot my argument for this, but I always called it soda. So I guess I'm ruled out in this case. It is pop. It doesn't make sense. I don't know why you'd go and order a pop. Like when you go to order a pop, what do you say? Do you say, can I have a can of pop? Or I guess you say a can of drink or Coke and then Coke. So, all right. I'm in the minority here. Shu and wins in this case. So, we'll go with that with Coke or pop. I can't remember how we got on this tangent, but we're talking about Sea of Thieves. Godhammer, I feel like you were going to correct me on that too.
Well, some people say, can I get a Coke? And I say, Then they say, is Pepsi all right? And I say, no, it absolutely, most certainly is not. I'll have a 7-Up, please.
Wow. Not even a Pepsi. Okay. I can't delineate the difference between the two, but that works for me. We are in the midst of community weekend, which I appreciate you guys all taking some time to kind of hang out with me while we do some recording. And one of the things that I wanted to call out right at the beginning, which I'm hoping people are taking care of, because unfortunately, I don't know if you guys have run into this, but my automatic Twitch extension has died over on Chrome. Like I try to use that for all of my drops. I've realized that they are no longer supporting the app in the Google Play Store. So I have had to switch over, and I don't know if any of you guys are running into this or use this, but I found one called Twitch Claimer over on the Google Play Store. So, and if you want, you can go and just go into your extensions, go to the store and do a quick search that just says Twitch drops, and you'll get a list of options on there. I just installed Twitch Claimer this weekend and have been testing that out, and it seems to be working just fine. So I wanted to get that out there because I know that a lot of folks, because of the podcast, started using the automatic Twitch extension for their drops and their channel points. And as such, I wanted to try and get information out there to let you know, like, I recognize that mine died. And as a result, I wanted to try and offer a solution as an alternative to the dead extension. So hopefully you guys are getting a chance out there. But have you guys gotten a chance to get your drops? And also, Shu, let's start with you, because you came in and then I diverted away from the introduction. So I want to give you a chance to kind of share your thoughts. But first off, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Yes, I did get my drops and my login bonuses and everything else.
Nice.
Not a huge fan of the cannon flare.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little too sparkly for me, but everything else looks really good.
I didn't realize we were getting a cannon flare. Were we getting a cannon? Oh, are you talking about the anniversary rewards or the Twitch drops?
Yeah, sorry, the anniversary rewards, the golden sailor cannon flare.
Gotcha. Okay, I wanted to make sure I was tracking what you're talking about on that one. So there are, funny enough, there are quite a few drops going on right now. So yes, if you guys don't know, heads up, there are community drops that are going as a result of the anniversary, which involve the Golden Sailor cannon flares, which I don't know what they actually look like outside of they're a cannon flare and they're never getting equipped on my ship. So I hopefully people will just tell me. Good to know that they're too bright, so I never have to worry about ever equipping them. But did you get a chance to get your Twitch drops yet?
Yes. I went to bed last night and left Twitch on my computer and hoped and prayed that everybody just raided out to other Sea of Thieves, and
nice.
Thank goodness they did.
Fantastic. Hammer, you wanted to jump in?
I was just going to say that the Golden Sailor cannon flare is among the worst cannon flares you could possibly put on.
Really?
If you have a galleon while that thing is equipped with 4 other people firing at the same time, you are basically firing blind. It is so bright and it lasts for so long you can't see what's happening. It's among the worst. It's very pretty, but it's horrible.
Oof, man. So that's something to add to the collection, kind of like titles that you get just for the sake of getting, and you can say you were there, right?
Pretty much.
Looking at the list here, I did want to talk about this because I wanted to get your guys' thoughts on this. So we've been doing the anniversary and community weekend for a while now. It started back on March 14th, and the different rewards that you could get for this, they've all been accomplished. They're all varied in the amount that you had to do. And it started off with 275,777. I think, no, that's the high end. I'm looking at 30,000, which gave us 77,777 gold, which I'm not going to repeat that again. And then we got other ones that led up to 80,000 for like Ashen Lords defeated, raids on forts or Fort of Fortunes, Ashen or fish caught, skeleton ships sunk, and sea forts conquered. And amongst all of this, the whole theme was 7 for the 7th anniversary. We've achieved all of those and received the high-spirited spin emote, so make sure you log in and get that. You can also get 200 gold doubloons. You can also get the Ruby Stinger Rapier if you don't already have that. You then also get the 77,707. Oh yeah, I said it again. Dang it. You get the gold, and then you can get the Golden Sailor cannon flares. For all intents and purposes, I feel like this is a pretty decent mix of content to get to achieve for the 7th anniversary, given the nature of the anniversary and just what we've kind of gotten in the past. Excuse me. Do you guys feel like this was pretty good as far as stuff that you were looking forward to, or things that you found out about, and if you like them or if you don't like them?
I thought the mix is good. It's better for people who haven't been around for that long, because a few of those things have popped up before as rewards. The Ruby Stinger Rapier was the reward for the Ashen Expeditions event, and the Golden Sailor was the Cannon Flare was a previous anniversary reward. But I do love the High Spirited Spin emote.
Yeah.
Basically one of easily going straight into my top 5 favorite emotes, up there with the Crab Dab, which is still on top, untouched, unmatched, never to be beaten, the Crab Dab. And the backflip, which I just like doing randomly while I'm standing there, just backflip. Nobody knows.
So this is on the first radio wheel for you?
Yes, 100%. I just throw it on and start spinning. It's great. The seas are alive with the sound of gunfire.
Anybody else grab this and try it out yet?
No, because again, I just woke up like half an hour ago, so yeah.
Oh, well, these ones have been good since the 14th. You haven't logged in since the 14th?
Oh yeah, once because I got a new internet at my place, and the game's a bit laggy on my end. I don't know if it's the game's end on my end, but yeah.
Definitely make sure.
Yeah, hopefully.
Make sure you get those.
Yeah.
If you don't see them.
I already have. It's just I already have.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's good. As long as you're making sure that you got them. I don't want anyone to log in and then find out that they didn't get them and then have to try and hit up Rare and be like, where's my stuff? So as long as you feel like you're getting them. Let's see. Kylia says, personally, I feel the drops as a whole are getting quite boring and repetitive. I'm far more excited for the free store stuff like the Sting Tide pistol. Feels like there's more creativity and excitement going into the store items. I would concur. Just looking at the Twitch drops, if you guys aren't familiar, we have the Seasoned Sailor Heavy Sword, the Seasoned Sailor Eye of Reach, the Eastern Winds Ruby Peg Leg, which is a reskin, and a Eastern Winds Ruby Trousers, which is also a reskin. Well, I guess technically they're all reskins, but at this point, we're just getting those. Shu, looking at the Twitch drops, I'm curious how you feel about these. And if you're wanting to get these because you actually like them, or if you're claiming them just for the sake of actually having them in your inventory.
I 100% claim them just for the sake of claiming them, because I knew I was going to be watching at least 4 hours of Twitch anyway. I was interested in the heavy sword, but it's just a slab of metal. It's not very creative, if I'm being honest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was kind of hoping that we would get something different. Now, the one thing that I think is the kicker here is these are just kind of the baseline. They do have bonus rewards that are going to be coming out if we meet the community goal, which is the total number of world events completed during the community weekend. I am trying to find out, because we haven't quite hit grade 5 yet on the community emissary. We're still at grade 4 as of the time of recording it, and we still have about a day and a half roughly. And it's looking like I can't quite find it. I don't know. Do you guys have any idea where they're showing like where this is at? Because I actually don't see on the website anywhere where they showcase like how many world events that have been, and Godhammer saying that you need to have dived to and completed them. But those stretch goals offer us the bonus rewards, which is going to be the Obsidian Captain's Chair for the galleons and the Obsidian Ship's Crest, which was originally released a while back. But the Obsidian Captain's Chair is the new one. This is a color of the Dawn Hunter set. So if you have the Dawn Hunter cosmetics for your ship, take a look at those. And then these are just the black, silver, and green versions of them. Looking at this, how do you guys feel about it? Or do you have any information on how many dives we've got left?
I jumped into the game moments ago to see if that was up in the special events tab, and it's not for some reason. It usually is. But at the moment, we have no idea how close we are to unlocking these Twitch drops. But I don't really have any doubt that we will hit it, because we always manage to. And I don't think that's just because people are going out and doing it. I think they always set a fairly manageable goal that it'll be unlocked. Mm-hmm. As for the drops itself, I'm glad that people who missed out on the ship crest will have a chance to get it. Captain's chair it's cool. It's fine. Yeah, it's all right.
You seem like okay with it. I'm okay with it as well too. I don't really sail on galleons that much, so for me the Obsidian Captain's Chair is not quite like the main thing that I'm looking forward to. But I do know that there are a lot of fans of the Obsidian set, and considering how hard it's been over the last 7 years to collect all of the Obsidian set, it's always important for those people who want that particular set to have every aspect of it. I think the blunderbuss is still one of the hardest things to actually obtain. So in the banjo after that potentially. So hopefully folks are getting a chance to go in and actually get these. The Twitch drops look like they are going from the 22nd of March, which is now, up to the 24th. And then Godhammer, you had mentioned that you'd seen an article about them talking about how that was going to get or the chair and the crest were going to be made available for the rest of the week.
Yeah, it's going to be Monday to Monday. So this coming Monday is when they will start those drops, and it'll go until next Monday. So by the time you're hearing the next Keelhauled podcast episode, it will be too late. But every time in between there, perfect.
Sad.
So you have this week. By the time you're hearing this, you should be able to go out and get your chair and ship crest.
Well, hopefully folks are doing so. I would feel it's going to be really, really sad for a lot of folks that for whatever reason don't get a chance or don't remember to. So please, please, please make sure that you all are getting out there to make sure you're claiming these drops. I'm going to try and help out where I can, but I know that I'm also working on other stuff as well too. So I try to see if I can stream at least sometime during the weekend to try and help folks, but make sure please that you are doing what you can to get these drops so that you don't miss out on them. Outside of that, there's been a few other things that have happened with the Sea of Thieves 7th anniversary. We got a mystery, which wasn't really too much of a mystery, but it was enough of a mystery, I think, to scratch the itch of folks who enjoyed the mysteries that when we had them. And that pertained to the cakes. So if you guys don't know, and I think is it already over? I feel like it's already over at this point. But we got cakes that were in and about. Godhammer, you're saying you can jump in too, saying not over just yet. I think there's still a little bit of time left on then.
By the time you hear this, it will most likely be too late. However, as of recording on Saturday afternoon, not yet too late.
Okay. Well, dang it. So yeah, unfortunately for those who have not gotten a chance to go out and get this yet, there are 7 cakes that you have to go out into the world and get. You do have to, I'm pretty sure I mentioned this last episode, but you do have to go and actually read the actual cakes. You can't just see them and know where they're at. But the cake celebration is live until, oh no, it says March. It says it's now live until March 22nd at 4 a.m. my time, which is already passed. Not a fan of that. Anyway.
Well, then it's definitely too late.
It's definitely too late. It's a shame. So hopefully you guys got a chance to do this. Did any of you guys miss out on doing this, or did any of you guys even care about getting the titles? Because that's pretty much what it was. You got a title for finding all the cakes, and then you got an extra title if you did the riddle at the end. Regis?
I done like some of the cakes, but when I went to Crooked Mass to get the cake at the top of the spire, I'm like, yeah, I'm not even good enough to get that cake with both my cannons and harpoon shots, because because I'm not the best player when it comes to Sea of Thieves, but at least they were fun.
Oh man, I wish I'd known. I would have dragged you onto a boat and harpooned you up one.
You'll probably be asleep by then, knowing our time zones don't mix.
Yeah, I could have worked it out. I tried.
Yeah,
I would have tried for sure.
At least.
So yeah, everyone else. Shu, did you get yours?
As of right this second, no. I was planning on doing it at some point today, but I've grabbed. Well, I won't spoil them. I've grabbed one of the ones that's fairly easy to get, and then there's one that's fairly close to where that one's at. So I've grabbed those two. So I've got 5 more to do.
Double checking if you can and make sure that you can do those, because everything that I'm reading through the official announcements is saying that might not be available right now, which would be kind of a killer for me. The interesting thing about these, I think, was just the reason why they set these up. Now, I don't know if you guys tried to work these out on your own. I folded pretty quickly and just went to Rare Thief because at the moment I genuinely just wasn't sure like what to look out for, how to kind of go about working these out. So when they announced that this was going on, I was like, okay, well, the community is going to work it out before I have a chance to jump in and find them myself. So I will probably wait for the Rare Thief guide. And sure enough, I did. Rare Thief was on top of it and went to great lengths to get photos, directions, all the information that you needed, and actually provide like the solution for the riddle itself. So late last night, I was like, okay, well, I need to go get those last couple cakes and I need to do the riddle so that I can at least get that knocked out. It's one of these things that I feel, unfortunately, there's only so much kind of marketing that they can really put up around this. But unfortunately, because it's only from the 14th through to the 24th, or no, maybe it is still available. I don't know, because the website says the 14th through the 24th, but the Discord says to the 22nd, and it usually does not change up like that. So it's kind of hard to see. Kylie is in chat. She says, how long does it take to kind of work it out? The best bet to do is to use tall tales to dive to get into different seas to be able to get them. It does not take too long as you know which islands and which locations are at which point maybe an hour and a half of sailing around to get these knocked out. That's realistically the hardest aspect of it, is just actually getting to the locations themselves. The cakes, aside from like, I would say 2, which Crooked Mast and Lone Cove, I'll say, are the 2 that are the hardest. So those are going to be the ones that if you do go out there, just be patient with yourself, give yourself an opportunity to fail a couple times, because it was definitely trying to an extent. Outside of that, I did want to check in with you all and see if you guys were planning on doing anything as far as like the actual actually no, before I go into the other stuff, because I did talk about like some of the stuff that they're doing that was coming out this week. The Microsoft Solitaire theme is available. I did check it out. It's really cool. I like how they've kind of got everything Sea of Thieves set up. They've also got the sales for some of the different ship sets in the Emporium that are deeply discounted, and the 2025 editions of the games are now available, and they do offer some of the different cosmetics that have been available in the game for the most part. So if you haven't picked it up yourself, if you've been wanting to get some of those cosmetics, you can always take a look and see like what some of the other stuff is. And they actually have the reimagined Regal Duke set, which I'm kind of curious. I know Godhammer, I think he had some thoughts on this as well too. The Regal ship set itself is unique, and I think it looks a little bit more like an Xbox 360 theme than an original OG Xbox theme. Let me see if I can grab a quick image of it for you all so that I can put this in chat. That way you can get an idea of what we're talking about if you haven't gotten a chance to actually check these out. But this is for the Sea of Thieves X edition, which I think is the highest tier edition that they have. But this is what they look like compared to the original one, which was just you had to play on an Xbox Series X or S or stream from clouds from the cloud streaming from Xbox Game Pass in the first year that the game was available on the new consoles. But did anyone have any thoughts on this one, since this seems to be a reskin of the original set?
I think it looks better than the original Duke set. It looks a little more dignified. If I were to say, it doesn't use the bright, the super bright saturated colors that the old Duke set uses. It just looks a little less goofy. I'm gonna say it. I think it's better. And I won't spend money to buy this one. Not at the price point they have it yet. If they bring it down, I might. Well, I'm a weird whale, and yeah. So,
how much have you spent in this game? Tell me. Give me the answers.
Oh, it's not quite 4 figures, but it's up there. I've bought the game as a Sea of Thieves evangelist. I've bought it for 12, 15 people at this point. So always on sale though. So $25 per. So that's probably my biggest expense, and then a bunch of ship sets. I've cleared out a good portion. I own all the emotes that they have in the Emporium.
I am very curious about this and what you guys think. And for those curious about the Solitaire set, you just have to install the Solitaire game through the Microsoft Store. You can do it through the Xbox app as well too. And then in the actual themes, they have different themes that you can select for the Solitaire game. They even have some Halo ones. Oh gosh, I'm blanking. Gears of War, I think, was another one. I think there's a Forza theme as well too. But some of the popular games, they've got Minecraft. Kylia says Minecraft in there. They actually have different themes for the Solitaire game. So if you're a fan of Solitaire and like Sea of Thieves, or even some of the other major IPs for Xbox, you can just go into the store and actually download those for free.
What if you have it already, just by automatically automatically?
As long as it's in the Microsoft Store, if it's that version and you open it up and it has the different types of Solitaire that you can play, then that version is the one that has the different themes. I don't know.
Okay, because I got mine via the Xbox thing on your PC.
Okay, yes. Then in that case, that should be the correct version. You can just head into the settings and it'll have themes that you can pick from, and it'll actually just give you an opportunity to change those up. I'm actually booting it up right now because
Thank you.
Yeah, for sure.
Me too.
Hammer, do you play, or Shu, if you guys, do you play on of course it's going to make noise. Do you guys play Sea of Thieves through Steam, PC, or the Xbox app on PC, or through console?
So I've had a unique kind of trip, I guess, with Sea of Thieves, because I started on an Xbox One X and then moved to PC, but through the Xbox app, and then ended up buying it on Steam. I don't know, probably 6 months ago. And use the Steam version primarily, but I've played all 3 of I guess the main platforms outside of PlayStation.
Okay. If you guys get a chance, and Godhammer, I'm pretty sure you're on PC as well too, right?
Yeah, primarily through Steam.
Okay. I am very curious if y'all have a chance. I'm checking my sale livery sets right now because I went to the Steam version where this is, I've already owned both versions of it. And based on the Steam version, I should already have this in my inventory because it doesn't let me actually buy the 2025 version. And I'm trying to find out if I actually have these, or if this is just a weird bug that I need to let Rare know about, because if I wanted to buy them and I can't because Steam doesn't allow me to, it's kind of a weird situation where it's like, okay, well, Steam says I own the 2025 editions, but clearly if I want the Regal Duke set, I'm going to have to jump through some hoops to be able to get this. So I'm going to be very curious. I'm in the S's right now for my sales and scrubbing through each page to try and find the Regal. Let's see, Reapers. Okay, so I'm at Reaper's Bones, Ruffian, Royal, Rogue, Relic, Regal.
I think the Sea of Thieves X edition might only be available through the Xbox store or the Xbox app. Hang on.
So I do not have these in my inventory. I have the Regal Hound sales, and that is it for Regal, which makes me wonder if these are, like you're saying, only available through the Xbox store. So let me take a look and see if I can find out, because that's going to be kind of a bummer for not being able to take care of the people that play on Steam. Let's see in store. There's 3 editions. And right now I'm looking at the premium edition, which, let's see, does this talk about the actual set, the Regal? It does not talk about the actual, this says this is the 2024 edition. So I'm looking at the Xbox app version right now, and the only versions I can actually find are the 2024 deluxe bundles, which feels like a mistake. So that makes me wonder if this is something that's not even available through the Xbox store on PC, because this should be available right now.
I'm looking at it on the website, but I can't see it in the app. And for me, with Game Pass, it is available for $80, which is not happening. And I'm a whale. Does come with the parrot set, the parrot clothing set. Wait a second. Parrot hat, jacket, dress boots, belt, trousers, and gloves. Okay, so the parrot clothing set, 10,000 gold. Get out of here, 10,000. No way. Along with the Omen, Spartan, Ancestral, Blighted, Mutinous Fist, and Infinite Depths ship sets, along with the Regal Duke set. Okay, I can understand that if you don't have those as drops. Still, pricey.
Yeah, looking at it right now, it is on sale. It's 20% off. For me, it says $64 to get the X edition. And yeah, I'm going to be honest, that is far too much for most of the stuff I already own through this, just to try and get access to that classic Duke set, which is a real shame, because I feel like for fans of the Xbox, and the fact that this isn't available through, actually, I'm going to do a quick search for this exact thing in the app and see if that fixes it. Oh, it looks like Xbox has an update for me. Now's a great time for that, isn't it?
This is great radio.
It is.
Well, I just completed Solitaire Sea of Thieves edition while you guys were doing the whole thing.
Yeah? What'd you think of the set?
Yep. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. It's been a while since I played Solitaire, like maybe years and years ago, but yeah, I really like it.
Good. I'm glad. I had a good time with it when I was playing the other day. I was like, oh, this is nice. I dig it, having the having the Sea of Thieves theme on there.
Yep. I wasted a lot of time in class doing this rather than paying attention.
Okay, so can confirm the 2025 edition in the PC and Steam store already recognize that you have this content, but it does not get you the cosmetics that are associated with these premium editions. That is definitely not cool. That's kind of I mean, if I was the person that wanted to dump, $64 on one clothing set, I feel like I would have to buy it through the store. And well, granted this is Xbox Play Anywhere, still having to do it through the website to be able to access it is kind of a shame here.
Just putting something in the Gold Border chat for you, Logan, to see.
What's this about? Let's see. So Mike Chapman says, "Thank you to everyone who has played and still plays. Nothing beats hearing your stories and your passion for the game. Your love for the game continues to inspire us. Happy birthday, Sea of Thieves." And then someone had asked, will we ever see an update to the Devil's Roar, especially with Flameheart back? And Mike Chapman says yes. So it looks like at some point we're going back to the Roar. I don't know if you guys, how you feel about that, because I know a lot of folks want to see more happen with Molten Sands Fortress.
Probably going to become even more harder than it already has to be. Knowing this, especially with Flameheart returned. But we'll wait and see.
It's definitely going to be very interesting.
Yes, please improve Molten Sands Fortress, the best fortress.
Yeah, I'll second that. I love Molten Sands. I go there every single time that I see that there's a fort out there. Like, I have to go. And my main duo hates it because he hates having to deal with the volcano, but it's exciting. There's more to it than just stand here, kill skeletons, clear out loot, leave.
So speaking of like how much time is left with the game, I'm looking through Mike Chapman's responses and stuff, and it's interesting to see. Some folks have been asking, do you think there will be a Sea of Thieves 2 or at least a major overhaul in the next 5 years? He said maybe. No plans for Sea of Thieves 2 right now. I think the current game can continue to evolve. Someone asked earlier in its life, the team mentioned a target of 8 to 10 years for Sea of Thieves lifespan. Here at 7, you're aiming for another 5. Do you foresee Rare keeping Sea of Thieves going beyond that 8 and 10 year mark that was originally mentioned now? And Mike says, I do. How do you guys think? How do you guys feel about that? Do you think Sea of Thieves going for another 3 to 8 years is the best thing for the game? Or would you rather them kind of start from scratch or even just come out with whatever Everwild is?
As long as they keep, improving the engine or whatever the limitations of the engine is, maybe like upgrade the Sea of Thieves engine from Unreal Engine 4 to 5, or just something to make it much more better. Like, say, I know we keep bringing this up, and I know they keep saying that it's not doing the damn thing, but maybe just snipping away the Xbox One's thing. But I mean, you never know. But and we are due for Tall Tales this year, because 2 years ago was Monkey Island, 4 years ago was Pirates of the Caribbean, and 6 years ago was the original Sea of Thieves Tall Tales. So yeah, as long as they keep us interested, then yeah, that should be good.
Kylia comes in and says, I feel like they'd really need to innovate to continue forward, speaking in terms of quote unquote years. These feature updates aren't enough to keep the game going, in my honest opinion. I still hold the Tall Tales being some of the best things they've ever brought out in the game. I think Godhammer would probably say Hourglass for himself. But Hammer, what do you think?
I think it's accurate what he's saying there. I think if even if all development stopped on the game like tomorrow, they would still support the game, just like keeping it alive for at least another 2-3 years, just coasting, as it were. So I do feel like it will still be around in about 3 to 8 years. Presuming the data centers are still standing, it'll still be there. I don't know. I just think that we can't even think about Sea of Thieves 2 until Everwild drops, because it's got to drop. They keep giving us little proof of life things, and I still maintain that it's eating up most of the dev attention over at Rare, with absolutely nothing to back that, just my own gut. So I don't think we see anything about Sea of Thieves 2 until Everwild comes out. I think Everwild gets Sea of Thieves level attention if it's a live service game for a few years as pre-production for whatever they choose to have next as the thing. Because there's a chance that if they do start doing a Sea of Thieves 2, it's not even Rare doing it. They might punt it to another developer, which I hope doesn't happen. But big studio, lots of people to contribute, sort of thing. But I do think that the game still has legs going forward into the foreseeable future.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for the Grand Maritime Union, the inevitable war for control of the Sea of Thieves, like the golden age of piracy, whatever the hell Mike Chapman means by that when it comes to the Sea of Thieves, as well as my personal ideas of like possible return of Jack Sparrow, One Piece, and possibly Lego Pirates in themed tall tales. I want to see the whatever the frick the original Lego Pirate ship is called, as well as the Eldorado Fortress and so on and so forth in the Sea of Thieves form, as well as One Piece as well. Don't know if it'll be anime or the live action, but considering live action's getting a Lego sets now, then anything's possible. But That's up to Netflix and Oda.
So still hoping for some crossover content coming.
Yes.
Okay. Shu, how about you?
As somebody who never played it, bring back Arena. That's I never got the chance to play it. I wasn't into Sea of Thieves at that point in time, but everything I've seen on it, I don't understand why it went away. I'm sure everyone feels the same way and understands, but it makes no sense to me why it went away. To be replaced with Hourglass. I love Hourglass and would continue to play Hourglass if both were in the game, but Arena just seems like a whole different level of fun.
Well, I can definitely speak to that, having talked to the devs about why Arena was taken out, and a lot of it was due to the development cycles. There was literally programming for 2 different versions of Sea of Thieves at the same time. And anytime they wanted to do something for adventure, they would inevitably have to go back and fix the issues that it caused as a result of them having the same code base for 2 different versions. So ultimately, it was one of those situations where they just could not support or justify the engagement on Arena due to low player numbers and matchmaking issues. Not enough people were doing stuff in Arena and sitting around in a lobby, effectively waiting for a match to be able to continue justifying having to do all of the tweaks to Arena that were needed as a result of things coming to Adventure. So their iteration and their focus was on Adventure. It bleeded into Arena and was causing issues there. And the team that was working on Arena could not justify the cost to keep that going. So they shuttered that part of the studio, and the team that was working on that separate, because it was a separate team that was working on it, like a different studio that was actually working on Arena. And then they just found ways to adapt the essence of pure PvP into Hourglass, which was then pulled into Adventure. And then just kind of accepted that anything that happens in Hourglass is going to be as a result of an understanding that Adventure is going to have weird stuff going on. They'll try to pull you as far away from that as possible to keep it as fair as possible, but anything can happen. And that's the understanding of opting into Hourglass kind of situation, if that helps. But I do really miss Arena. It was a very unique thing. I miss the original iteration, and I think that they had a lot of life in that they just didn't have time to explore.
Yeah, I can accept that. I feel like there's probably a way to do something very similar with how they've incorporated Hourglass, but that's a conversation for a different time.
Well, if it's any consolation, they for years they promised, not promised. They said that they wanted to offer private servers, and eventually I think that ended up turning into Safer Seas, because they realized that giving servers over to folks to be able to have for their own stuff was going to again be affected by iterations of the game on the main adventure mode. And because of that, they were just going to run into a lot of problems. And because of the need to push Adventure forward with content, they could not always ensure that people were going to have the access that they needed to, or issues that they wanted to try and track with private servers. So they just scrapped that idea. Some people do have private servers, but for all intents and purposes, it's not something that they're really kind of like moving forward with. So there's a lot of things that I think a lot of us had hoped for that they will eventually find a way to get around. And as Godhammer points out, this is a far off tangent from the Cakes and Anniversary community conversation that we were having. So bringing it back, Godhammer, did you get all your cakes?
I did. We got on at my insistence, because I'm a weird driver of these sorts of things. I managed to get the crew. I said, we're going to go to the islands. I tried to find the cakes on my lonesome, just going island to island, and Kraken's Fall broke me, just trying to find cake there without any guide. So I got the list of islands that we were going to, and then from there, we found them without a guide, which was a smarter move than trying to find them like blind, trying to go from island to island to try and find them without a guide. It took us about 10 minutes per island. There wasn't, once we sort of figured out the pattern after Thieves Haven and Devil's Ridge, it didn't take too much longer. So we got that done in about an hour and a half. It was good. It was fun. It scratched the itch of like that Easter egg hunt that was good in the mysteries. I enjoyed this. Yes, I thought it was a fun little diversion.
Good. I'm glad that you got a chance to find them on your own. I tried very hard to mentally work out based on like the riddles that or not the riddles, but the little excerpts that they had with each cake. There was a little note underneath that when you read when you went to get to the cake, there was a little note to read. I tried real hard on my own to try and work that out. And boy, howdy, was I way off on every single one. So kudos to the community out there for being able to find and document these for the folks who are not up for bashing their head and scouring every inch of an island to try and find these. It was definitely nice to kind of have like the guides available and the conversations for folks to kind of give them something to look forward to with these mysteries and these little Easter eggs and stuff. I'm looking for anything else that we might have missed talking about, and the only thing I can really find is something that I don't know if it's a really special thing or really like worth talking about. But I guess if you want to, you could always go out to Sea of Thieves' website and use a code to be able to claim an OK hat for free. So if you guys are interested, there is the Wreath of Wisdom crown, which is the little flower wreath that you can wear from season 6. And if you head over to seaofthieves.com/redeem and put in SOT-free-crown, you can get this free hat. There's no guarantee that the flowers won't wilt, but at least you can have it for a certain amount of time. Anybody looking forward to go grabbing this, or anyone have any thoughts on them giving this away from season 6? No? Okay.
Yeah. Whoa. Okay hat, the best hat, my guy. Flower crown, the best. Those flowers don't wilt. They got a little bit of that ancient magic in it. Those flowers are saying bright and fresh for the rest of your time on the sea. Go get the best hat, folks. Best hat out there. Flower crown, Wreath of Wisdom.
I think I already have it, so I'm good.
Yeah, Regis, I'm pretty sure you knocked out season 6 easy. Shu, you getting this?
I did pick it up with the code. I do like it.
You do.
Better than the blue hat?
Oh, 100%, 1,000% better than the blue hat. You kidding me?
Okay.
The blue hat will get musty and stale after a while. Too many people have it. No, this thing, fresh, good, it's bright, fresh. I'm hammering the mute button. I'm so so turned on here, just like, oh, come on, best hat, man, best hat.
So I guess it's fair to say that at this point, you do not want the blue hat. You're much happier with just the wisdom crown.
That's not up for me to say.
Mhm.
If people want to nominate me for the blue hat, that's up to them. But I've already got the best hat. So do what you will. Nominate me, don't nominate me. I got the best hat. Doesn't matter.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Sounds good. Is there anything about the 7th anniversary that you all feel like I might have missed or we haven't gotten a chance to talk about yet? Because I'm scrubbing through the options and stuff. Obviously, pop-up plunder is going on. Make sure you're logging in to get your flag as well as your gold, and trying to get trying to get anything that you might get as far as like the login bonuses and stuff. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else as I'm looking through the options. Godhammer, you said you got something?
Yeah, there's one thing left, and that's the if you have Game Pass Ultimate, you will be able to get the 7th serving emote on March 27th.
Yeah.
And it's basically the barrel cake emote, but it's got a 7 on the barrel this time around.
Yep. I was kind of hoping for a little bit different of merchandise that they were going to be selling for the 7th anniversary. I took a look at the shirt or the sweater and the playing cards and thought about the playing cards, but opted not to. The shirt, I'm not too big a fan of the 7th anniversary logo that they have for that. I thought that they could do something that was a little bit different for that. But yeah, the perks are coming out for Game Pass Ultimate fans. And also, I believe it's at the end of the month. We have the, what's it called? The Microsoft Reward Points giveaway for the Megalodon controller. So just another reminder for that. Make sure that you have some Microsoft Reward Points available, because at some point they're going to do that on the 31st. And based on what I can gather from this, it's going to be tied to giving us the chance or the ticket to buy in for the controller. I unfortunately don't know what the regions lock are on that. So I'm not quite sure. Actually, I might be able to find this out real quick. Because they haven't really released a whole lot of information on this.
Is 7,800 points a lot?
Yes.
Okay.
If they do this the way they do other giveaways, it'll probably be 100 points to redeem with a max of 5 entries. So 500 points is typically like the norm for some of these, so that people can get access to it. So it's the Devour controller. It's got a little fin on it, and it looks like a hungering one. Megalodon, which I actually really love. So let me actually see if I can grab this and post it. Oh, sometimes I just don't know where your website confuses me. There we go. So yeah, that's what it looks like. Can't wait for this. Really want to put in my entry points for it so that I can actually try and get it. If I can, that'd be awesome. If not, I'll cry. But it'd be nice if they just sold this so that you could actually buy it if you wanted to. But that's coming up on the 31st of March. So next episode, I will probably throw out another reminder just to remind people that Monday when it goes live is when the podcast will actually come out as well too. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it as far as what's going on. Hopefully you guys are getting your Twitch drops. Hopefully you're using the claimer to be able to do that. I think, Twitch claimer on Chrome should be available other places as well too, typically. And anything you guys wanted to talk about before we head out?
So we're going hourglassing after this, or
after I finish eating, maybe pet my cat.
All right, you heard it here. You heard it here, folks. He's going. I'll report back if he doesn't. I will. I have consequences lined up if you don't.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I don't want to incur the wrath of Godhammer. I respect you too much. All right.
So it's the things that happen on the XEP podcast. We can make things even more uncomfortable for you.
Oh, trust me. The anonymous tipper was not as anonymous as I think he might have wanted to have been.
Luke, you liar!
No, he didn't say anything, but I worked it out because he said it to someone else, and then someone else told me what it was, and I was like, oh, okay, I know who that is.
I regret nothing.
For those of you that don't know, and you might be a little confused, I agreed begrudgingly after we hit a goal for fundraising to go to Summer Games Fest this summer for Luke and I at the Xbox Expansion Pass, that I would go against my own decisions here and wear Crocs to the airport for the flight down to LA, because one, people say they're comfortable and it's the appropriate thing to do when you're going on a flight, is to be comfortable. And for two, they're ugly. They're so very ugly. I saw someone today walking around in Crocs as they were leaving Costco, and I thought, God, those are ugly. So I am going to be wearing Crocs, and Godhammer has been trying to push ideas of what Crocs I should wear to my co-host, and he's been then sharing them to other people who then report back to me, and I think I know exactly who they're coming from. And without confirmation, Godhammer is probably that person.
If there's multiples, then only one of them came from me.
Okay. Well, in that
Partner.
case, yeah, yep, I would guessed right. All right. So that's going to do it. So let's go down the list and say goodbye to everyone. So I can actually go and finish eating and then begrudgingly do Hourglass, because for whatever reason, I seem to be doing things that I don't like doing for the sake of content, and make sure that everyone gets to the rest of their weekend. Godhammer, thank you for joining me. Thank you as always for the help with everything and offering to drag me through Hourglass, kicking and screaming till I get my bones.
You're gonna get them bones. We're so close. We're on the down stretch. He's at level 66. I think if our luck holds out, we might be able to get him into the 80s. Maybe. But we're getting him close.
I feel like 69 is the appropriate number to stop at, though, to get bones.
Witch made that same joke, and it's good.
Good. Yeah, I'm glad. I'm looking forward to talking to Witch again.
It's good and nice.
Thank you so much for joining me. Kylea, hanging out, lurking in chat with the best opinions, as always, aside from a couple weird ones about, like, the Roar and what was the other one? I'm blanking on the other one. Dang it, I can't remember. Oh, Pop. That's right. So Kylea says, Godspeed, Logan. Don't judge me. I love the Roar. I know. There's some things that people love that we all know are not necessarily the best things to love. I am a fiend for mint chocolate chip ice cream. You are a fiend for the Roar. It's totally fine. We can have our weird oddities. Regis, we are heading out, sir. Are you ready to get back to the seas? Are you ready to start your Sunday?
Yeah, hopefully soon. And two things. One, we just reached Community Emissary Grade 5 as of right now, like literally minutes ago, like 5 minutes ago.
Nice.
And secondly, something that I've just found out, well, it's part of Australian like TV for a while, but now it's officially a part of the YouTube thing, Bondi Rescue, a show about the lifeguards. Well, it's not. It's like actual real Australian lifeguards. Rescuing people from things like, say, getting stuck in rifts, from stopping crimes and perverts and whatnot, to mundane things like in season 1 at the final episode, Steve Owen appears in it.
Interesting.
Which for those youngsters who don't know, he's a famous Australian wildlife whatever the word is. Famous. He's known as the crocodile hunter, because yeah. And all the seasons from seasons 1 to I think it's 11 are out right now on the official YouTube channel. Yeah, there you go, Logan. There's the official YouTube channel. So, and I just posted the official full episodes of season 1 in the chat. So for those who want to watch them, at least in the Keelhauled podcast Discord, start right there, and you see a bit of a Australian culture from ages ago, but still.
I always like watching people get rescued. That's always like a heartwarming thing. So I'll definitely give this a watch for a little bit. Definitely.
Just beware. There's some things that will just get your heart racing.
That's okay. Yeah, I can always pause it, go get some chocolate or something like that.
Yeah, true.
All right, shoot. We're done. We're out of here. We're leaving. Are you going to get your gold on? You gonna go blow some people up?
Yep, and I'm working on my cakes right now. So
Do it.
we'll see if I get all 7 of them.
I hope so. If you, and definitely like, I know last episode I put the link in for the riddle code. But if you need that quick on the spot and don't want to figure it out yourself, you let me know. I'll find that for you.
Appreciate that.
All right, fam. That is going to do it for this episode. It's always, I always feel bad dragging you guys out of community weekend to come hang out with me, but I definitely appreciate the time and whatnot. And I know that the weekend was a little bit early, so thank you so much for joining me. As always, I love and appreciate y'all for this. And we'll kind of wrap it up here. But if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, if there's anything you want to share, as always, definitely make sure to do so in the Discord. I know Godhammer's been sharing some of the minis that you finished up yesterday. I think I saw Captain Chonky had posted about how he was previously Pirate Guy Fieri, Pirate Lord of Flavortown in the SOT shot stuff a while ago. So, and I know folks have been talking about kegs and whatnot in the Discord. So a lot of folks hanging out, spending time chatting with each other in the Discord. Definitely appreciate it. If you have any questions, concerns, comments, and you're fresh to the game and want some help, we always have the Sherpa program available. Anyone with the red name in the Discord is a good person to reach out to try and schedule some time that you can get your feet wet, learn the ropes, and feel a little bit more competent when you go out sailing, so you don't lose your treasure, because that's honestly the last thing I want anyone to do, unless it's someone that I'm going after. And with that, pirates, I think that's going to do it. So thanks so much. Appreciate it. And we'll see you all next time.